Hello, everyone. If I'm being honest, I'm really shocked I made it to the stream today. I'm shocked that I managed to sign in to commit myself to that. I was in one of those modes where I'm just going, I can't do this. I can't do this right now. I don't know what to do. But for those of you that are new, welcome to our little Let's Talk Mental Health live stream that I do every other Sunday, just to give us an opportunity to share where we're at, our wins, our struggles, share some good news, and check in generally, because we just don't talk enough about mental health. So I just want to give everyone a safe space to come and open up. For those of you, as I said, that are new, I don't know why I'm repeating that part, but it's because I'm just I'm a little tired, so I'm a little out of it. But for those of you that are new, I am not a licensed mental health professional yet, so any of the feedback I give is based on my experiences or the experiences of others that I have communicated with, maybe some through my psychology degree, but I am not a licensed mental health professional yet. We do have the goal of reaching 250 in pledges. I'm actually really excited about that because I was quite a bit more active in the community after our last stream. We did so well in raising pledges and stuff that not only were we able to provide therapy and medication to help several people in the community with therapy and medication that weren't able to get that for themselves, but this is kind of funny. There were several people completely unrelated to each other and individual from different communities that I'm part of that kind of fell into this one. So they all came from different places, but I had several requests for weighted blankets that people had heard that would really help with anxiety. So I got a weighted blanket for a veteran, a weighted blanket for an autistic teenager, and a weighted blanket for someone who has just been experiencing severe PTSD after being sexually assaulted, and she's starting to have those demons come back up, those flashbacks, and weighted blankets can help with PTSD and anxiety. So that was pretty awesome. So I was really excited to be able to get back out in the community and start doing more after the last stream. So let's see if we keep that up, because it's just so amazing to be able to have those impacts, on people and just be able to let them know they're not alone and functionally do something to hopefully improve their symptoms, if even in some small way. Me too. And the funny thing is I've wanted a weighted blanket for so long, and I just haven't got around to getting one. It just hasn't been on my radar for myself, because I have heard it helps a lot with anxiety and insomnia, PTSD, all those things, but I just haven't got around to getting one myself, but I will. I think that I'm going to treat myself here soon. Maybe it was just a sign that it can be helpful, and that's a tool I haven't explored, and I have been feeling a lot of challenges the past couple of weeks. Who is just feeling the past couple of weeks? Like, it's just one after another. You try and pick yourself up and you just get knocked back down. That's the kind of cycle that I feel is going on right now. And I was thinking, I think I need to dive into some new skills, try out some new things. So yeah, maybe we can cuddle together under the blanket. Hello, Sandwich. Oh, thank you, Tony. Right off the bat. Look, we're not even 3 minutes in. Not even 3 minutes in, and we're already on a roll. Mwah. Sandwiches, I've been going through a dark patch. Well, I'm glad that you could make it here, and hopefully we can work through some of this stuff, all of this together. Wait a second. So Sandwiches, oh, okay, I'm back and feeling better than ever. Then there was been going through a dark patch. Well, in that case, I'm happy that you are moving in the right direction, that you're feeling more grounded and feeling better right now. We do go through dark patches. I've been going through one too, as I've been transparent about here in the community. And I'm just going, I'm going to throw everything at this. Gotta get through it. But I've also been holding a lot of space to just rest and lean into other things that I know will be helpful for me. New Zealand, I love it. I actually just learned last year that on a lot of maps, they leave out New Zealand. And I just think that that's so sad. So now whenever I see anything about New Zealand, I'm, yay, it's getting representation. Sonic Youth says, we all need purpose. If you make giving your purpose, you will find happiness. Give time or money or just a conversation. Give a hug. It can be so helpful, and a lot of people don't understand that, but especially for someone who's an empath, when you help someone else, it can really contribute to your own healing, because in some roundabout selfish way, this is kind of interesting to think about, but in some roundabout selfish way, you're helping that person heal their energy, so you're healing your own energy. And I just think that that's kind of a unique perspective that most people don't really think about. Hello, Spencer. I want to read this good news story. I think there's several people in here that are going to love this. It made me giggle, and I needed that so bad. So Pappy Boom runs outings for older people, and late night dancing is proving a successful way of socializing and staying active. A Belgian initiative with the motto "Happiness overcomes old age," I love that so much. Age only matters if you're cheese or wine. Has found a novel way to counter feelings of loneliness among nursing home residents, unleashing them to the dance floor of Brussels' largest nightclub. And yes, there are pictures. This is so amazing. As part of a series of unconventional activities designed to keep retired people active, a nonprofit association, Pappy Boom, recently arranged for 11 pensioners to visit Lift Brussels, a 1,360 square meter or 14,500 square feet venue specializing in R&B, reggaeton, and Latin dance. I was amazed, and I found this evening extraordinary, Janine Donnan, 79, told Reuters. She said she had not gone dancing at a club for at least 30 years. She and the rest of the group, 9 women and 2 men, the oldest of whom was 98, stayed at the club until after 3:30 a.m. I am just loving the visual of this so much. The French Malian singer-songwriter Aya Nakamura's song Pookie turned out to be a particular favorite among the partying pensioners, The Guardian understands. In preparation for their big night out, the women had their hair done, were taken to a creperie for coffee, and then driven by limousine to the venue, which prides itself on bringing the atmosphere of Ibiza and Miami to Belgium. These sorts of activities allow us to live again. We have the feeling of existing again. Simon Nestor, 81, told Reuters. Founded by Youssef Kadar in 2016, Pappy Boom works with nursing homes in Brussels to help older people become more active again in society. At many care homes, activities and outings are often the same, said Kadar, who has been working in retirement homes for 13 years. I wanted to offer a new vision of activities. Before they became seniors, these people were young people who wanted to have fun, so I decided to keep the momentum going by doing activities with seniors as if they were young people. His initiative organizes one event a month, such as an inter-home Olympics with wheelchair races and archery. I'm not sure how I feel about 98-year-olds with bows and arrows, but other outings organized by Pappy Boom, whose name plays on a French phrase referring to the number of baby boomers now in retirement, have included hot air balloon rides, flash mobs, go-karting, speed dating, and outings to jacuzzis. Man, suddenly old age doesn't sound so bad. Clubbing in particular was proving a hit, said Kadar. The group's trip to Lyft was the initiative's fourth to nightclub. No drugs or alcohol were required to guarantee a high on the night. How important is that? Because I'm thinking, are they just going out and getting all of these people wasted? Like, are they getting grandma wasted? But no drugs or alcohol. To achieve the happiness, you simply have to give them time and offer activities that interest them. So my mom was an activity director at a nursing home, so this was particularly special to me because I got to grow up being part of that. And my mom tried really hard to be creative and to do outings and stuff, but because of the liability and whatnot, the higher ups were very particular about what they could do. And I'm thinking that maybe in Belgium, that's less of an issue because people aren't so freaking sue happy like they are here in America. I'm thinking that there's probably more flexibility with that, but I would love to see these initiatives come here. I do remember my mom doing dance parties the in the commons area, and it was so cute because yeah, some of them would get up and kind of jam out, but there's this little guy named Shorty, I remember, and he would just sit there and he kind of scoot his feet back and forth to beat, but he just had the biggest smile and he was having fun and he didn't care. And I think this is amazing. What do you guys think about this? I don't know how these guys are pulling all-nighters because by 10 o'clock I'm exhausted. By 10 o'clock I am out. I can't stay awake for the life of me. I don't remember what it's like to be up past midnight because I just can't do it anymore, and I contributed that to age, and I guess that was my own limiting belief because they're proving us wrong. But I just think that's really amazing that they're breaking these societal norms and expectations, these limitations that people place on those that are more aged, that are older. I just think it's awesome when there's these programs or these people that break those notions, because it reminds us it's never too late to have fun. It's never too late to go on adventures. It's never too late to just be crazy and have fun. So I think that that's really awesome. Oh, what if they had gaming tournaments for them? What if they brought in like game systems and had gaming tournaments for them? I just looked over and saw I'm a huge gamer, and I need to see them get into Minecraft or something. Oh, that would be awesome. David says, Mental Amanda said, I am so happy. That hurts my feelings. I think I need to sue Amanda now for my hurt feelings. You know what? The sad part about that is there are people that would sue YouTubers who are trying to help or trying to provide entertainment for hurting their feelings. And that's why I give the disclaimer on these streams that I'm not a mental health professional. So I'm just giving my own insights and stuff, because I don't need somebody coming back and suing me saying, well, you gave me this advice and it didn't work out the way I wanted, so I'm going to sue you now. It just boggles my mind how money hungry, power hungry. Why are we so sue happy? It has to be money. It has to be a money thing. Granite Dust says, damn, you recovered fast. Keep up the good work. You're showing by example the importance of surviving when necessary so you can thrive like you're doing now. I just want to say I would not consider where I'm at right now thriving. I'm smiling, and that story made me happy. And I do have my own wins for the week, don't get me wrong, but I was crying just this morning. I am feeling really lethargic because I didn't sleep well. I've been struggling to sleep again the last couple of weeks since the episode. And I do think it's important that it takes time to come out of that, out of an episode like that, out of a dark hole like that. It does take time to come out of it. And you guys help me, really, really you do. These streams help me just as much as they help everyone else, because it gives us an opportunity to talk. It gives us an opportunity to share the good, bad, and the crazy. So I just want to be perfectly honest that I am not what I would consider to be thriving right now, but I'm surviving, and that's what's important. I'm surviving. I'm finding the happy moments. I'm finding things to be grateful for as much as I can. But guys, I'm freaking scared. I'm scared to death of how am I going to come out of this? What if things don't work out? What if I can't get things to move in the right direction? And I'm super frustrated because apparently for some reason YouTube started suppressing my videos to the algorithm, which sounds so first worldy, but it's, you know, I want to grow the community and build the community. And it's really hard to do that when YouTube is now suppressing the videos. If you notice, the last several videos have been lower in views and lower in subscribers and stuff. And it just frustrates me because it's okay, well, I had these goals and I've been working toward them. And then the powers that be decided to just throw a monkey wrench in and say, nah, we're just going to actively work against you on those goals. So believe me, I've been frustrated and emotional and stressed out, and I just want to punch things on many days. But yes, I'm here and I'm actively working to move in the right direction. I've made some uh, I can't word. I have I've kind of made a list of things that I can incorporate that can improve the situation. So I'm trying really hard, and I'm trying to take more time to relax and kind of restructure my days a little bit. I love that there's a conversation about old school games over here going on because, yes, I do not like new games. I know I mentioned Minecraft, but that's just because I love to see older people playing Minecraft like that. I hate Minecraft. My kid loves it. I can't stand Minecraft or Fortnite or any of that. I just don't like new games. I'm a Zelda freak. I get asked a lot if that's Triforce tattoo on my hand. Yes, it is a Triforce tattoo on my hand. And I love Zelda. Aaron and I just played through Link to the Past. We played Majora before that. We played a little bit of Ocarina, but didn't finish it. I love old school games. Love old school Mario Kart. I saw that being mentioned. I love old school games. I cannot for the life of me get into any of the new games. I wanted to love Breath of the Wild. I really did. I gave it 4 tries. I tried to play that game 4 freaking times, and I just could not get into it at all. So I really love that we can still indulge in that. I love that we can go buy the games that we had when we were kids because for whatever reason we let them go. I love that we can do that. Spunky Kiss says, I have a cat named Zelda. It's funny, we always plan B and make goals, and when they don't come easy and true, we get upset. It's like when someone passes. We all will and have to, yet it surprises that it happens. You're totally right. It's kind of interesting how psychology works like that, right? How we make goals. And let me be clear, I work my butt off. So I don't expect anything to come easy. I am willing to put in the work. I don't need things to come easy. I'm perfectly fine putting in the energy and the effort. It's when you put in all that energy and effort and then things feel like they're actively working against you. That's what frustrates me. But I feel like as a whole, you're right, that a lot of people will go to the gym once and they don't see results. So they give up on their goals and then they get frustrated because they're still in the same place. And then you were saying it's like when someone passes, we all will, yet we're surprised. I think it's because in some strange way, so my dad was terminal and he passed in 05, but I knew for a long time that he was going to pass. But I don't think we realize on a deep level what that means. I think we understand, okay, this person is going to die and they're not going to be here anymore, but there's no way to really know what that grief feels like until you experience it. I don't think we're shocked by their passing. I think we're shocked by how intense the emotions are that come out of nowhere. Like we have no control over it. It's just they come about all of a sudden, and there's really no way to mitigate them or to soften them. And I think that that's what's really going on, is that we knew that they were going to die. We're not grieving that they're not here. We're grieving that we're here without them, is my perspective on that. Oh my gosh, old school duck hunt. Johnny Wood says, hey Amanda, what advice can you give me? I'm not at self-harm. I did some damage to myself. What can I do to help stop it? I actually made a video about that a while back. David, can you drop that in the chat? I too struggled with self-harm, and it's still something that calls to me when I'm in dark situations because it served what we wanted it to do, right? And for me, I had to find other things that would serve that same purpose. So, and this is my experience, I was looking for something to kind of shock my system because the mental hurt was so intense that I needed something to counterbalance it, to shock my system, to pull me away from that, to pull my attention away from that mental hurt and bring it to something else. So when I found other things like holding ice or flicking my wrist with a hand, or I would write things on my wrist just as reminders when I had that craving, I would write things on my wrist. as reminders when I found other things that would bring about that same euphoria, or that same almost grounding. It does kind of ground you in a strange way. I had to find things to replace the self-harm with, and then wean from there. AJ says, I'm on your side, Amanda, for sure. The haters can hate. We good ones are here for you anytime. Thank you. And just know that absolutely everybody has haters. There's always going to be people that don't like you, but bees don't waste time explaining to flies why honey is better than poop. So you can't waste your time giving into these people and letting them affect you. You can respond to them if you feel called to. Like I've decided, I had so much fun making that video, the short where I was responding to that one hater on the Dax video. I had so much fun doing that, and I'm probably gonna do some other, read the hater comments and react to them and do that. But the difference is I felt good in my response because I wasn't saying this person was a bad person. I'm not attacking them, and I'm not taking it personally. So if you respond to people like that, understand that they are hurting themselves, because nobody that's in a healthy place comes and attacks someone else, particularly a stranger on the internet. Why am I now imagining Amanda sitting and pep talking a fly on poop? I said, though, that bees don't waste their time explaining that to flies. T. Montgomery's had an alt that would harm me or used to get my attention. The scars are rather annoying. It can be a source of shame or of guilt or reminders for a lot of people. And I've seen people with that experience that shame and that guilt that will go and get tattoos over their scars. But to me, it's kind of, no, those are my battle wounds. Those show me what I went through. Those are like my tiger stripes. It's kind of like how some people feel ashamed if they have stretch marks. And believe me, I mean, as a woman, no, it's not like I want that, but it shows what you went through and you survived. So if you do feel like there's something that you're not aesthetically pleased with, perhaps think about a tattoo or something meaningful that would show your journey through that. Johnny says, hey, I struggle with I guess you say self-esteem. I call it my demon because I enjoy wanting to be healthy and look my best, put my mind fights me to destroy myself. It's like my evil twin fighting. I call it my shadow. So a lot of people call it their demon or something like that. For me, it's my shadow. And I say this all the time. The best thing that you can do is find a way to channel your shadow's energy or your demon's energy. So Mike Shinoda had said in a song, I've got demons inside me, so I'm faced with a choice. I can try to ignore them or I give them a voice. So we can either try to suppress our shadow and those thoughts, or we can find a way to give our shadow a voice while combating those thoughts. So for me, I leaned really far into the macabre, either through my education, like I'm studying forensic psychology, and I get to lean into a lot of the dark stuff, which fulfills my shadow in some way. I really love kill counts over on the Dead Meat channel. Those help my shadow have a voice because it helps me process the anger I'm feeling, or even sometimes the self-loathing I'm feeling. I know that sounds crazy, but I guess having the comparison of, oh, wow, yeah, there's some really bad people in this world and I'm not one of them. I guess having that, for some reason, really helps me. But self-esteem is something even I struggle with. There comes a point where you have to see what your shadow is telling you most often and then try to counter those thoughts. So for example, I was told, this is a big one for me. My mom told me when I was a teenager, you look dead without makeup. Now, she was trying to pep talk me. She was trying to make me feel better. This was not her being mentally abusive or trying to tear me down or tell me that I wasn't attractive. I was just in kind of a slump, and my mom was trying to say, look, get out of bed. Like, go put on some makeup, put on a nice outfit, and get outside, you know? So she was trying to be motivating, but man, that got stuck in my head, and it really affected my self-esteem for a long time, that I thought I'm only attractive, I'm only worthy if I wear makeup. And it's something I still have to combat actively all the time, but it's not the impulse response. So when that comes up now, I go, there are people that are naturally beautiful without makeup. You can be naturally beautiful without makeup. And I really have to remind myself of that when those thoughts kick up. So when it comes to self-esteem is a product of what we're telling ourselves, the voices in our head, right? Now I'm going to have the Falling in Reverse song in my head, but it's a product of the voices in our head. Those voices in our head came from somewhere, and we have to sometimes override these voices because someone put them there against our will and they don't serve us. And sometimes we have to override them. Sonic Youth says, just being aware of, I hear the whispers. If you can see your triggers, you'll understand your emotions better. Communicating this to others is key. Absolutely. RX Doc says, the monster in my head wants me to walk off into the woods and leave the rest of the world behind. The anger that comes to me when I have to be around people is so intense. I am what I consider to be an extroverted introvert. So I can be social, I can interact with people, but when I'm done, I'm done. And I have to get away from people once I've hit my limit. And I really struggle being around other people that I just feel like don't understand or don't care. So especially when I'm in a dark place in my head, I get stuck in this spiral of going, oh my gosh, everyone is horrible and terrible and no one cares and everyone is heartless. And I kind of get stuck in that, or I'll just go, oh my God, I don't want to be around people because I'm going to embarrass myself. I'm going to say something stupid, whatever the case is. I get it. I get social anxiety too. I've been posting some shorts and some Instagram content about social anxiety because it's so common. And we try to make ourselves feel like we have to be around people or we have to interact. Now, I will say, I love talking to people on my terms. So I love if I'm out in public and I can strike up a conversation, we can talk and I can learn from them and hear their stories. But I want to be in control when I walk away. So it's a very interesting thing. Aaron says, so if anyone ever comes to visit, go home after a few hours. Okay, so if I have friends come and visit from out of state and it's for a few days, that is cool because you don't see them very often and you're getting to interact with somebody that's not around. That's one thing. But if you have somebody that lives 5 miles from you and they come over, unless there's some pressing need for them to be there for more than a couple of hours, I start to get kind of stir crazy because I'm going, no, this is my nest. And I get very nesty and I get very territorial in a way because I don't like confrontation and I don't want to say, okay, I'm tired, now go home, leave, please. Like my social battery just drained and I had a lot of fun. Now please go away. It's so much of a challenge to say that. Oh, T. Montgomery says, love the shorts, but sometimes the text doesn't really show in the images you use. Can you give me an example? Because it shows to me. Is that a problem to anyone else? Is anyone else having that problem? Because when I go and I watch it or I look in the shorts part of my channel here, it shows to me. So if you can give me an example. I know there was 1 or 2 that got cut off, but I'm learning. I'm trying. So I appreciate the feedback. Oh my gosh, David saying, yeah, I got invited to the party. Then I think I don't want to go. That's too much effort. What excuse can I get to bail? I've come to realize that I think it's just we want to know that we're invited, but we don't actually want to put forth the effort of going, be it getting ready or driving there or then having to awkwardly say goodbye and probably not be able to get out in a reasonable amount of time because now you have to go through all of these salutations and stuff. Oh, yeah. David says, I think sometimes the text messaging covers up too much of the video image. Okay. Yes. So if that's like that's kind of what I'm going for. The image isn't supposed to be completely visible in all of those. So if that's what you were saying, yeah, that's pretty par for the course for shorts and stuff. I try to show the image the best I can. Happy Soul says, what is your opinion on magic mushrooms becoming a tool to help people with mental health? So I don't have any personal experience with that. I've had people say that it really helps with anxiety and whatnot. And there are several studies that show that, and I mean empirically peer-reviewed studies show that microdosing can help with mental health. It can help immensely with depression. And if that's the case, if that works for you and that helps you, then I am in complete support of that. First and foremost, I haven't tried it because I'm terrified of my reactions to things. I have horrible reactions. I can take 3 sips of a chai from Starbucks, of a coconut milk chai from Starbucks, and have a panic attack from the caffeine. I can take like a Tylenol or something that has low dose caffeine in it, and it can floor me. I took kids' doses of antidepressants and whatnot that would just have horrible side effects. So I can't even take one single puff of marijuana. So without having a full blown panic attack dissociation. So I am very, very leery about trying things like that for myself, just because I know I'm so sensitive, but I'm in full support, especially based on the fact that there are studies that have been done and are showing its effectiveness. Darren, I seriously look it up. There are studies showing that low dose mushrooms actually help with depression. Okay. Bill Burr swears by it. I've heard that. Okay, we're about the halfway mark, so I want to get into our snap cup. $25 to our goal, so we're not halfway to our goal to be halfway into the stream. But gotta say, the gummies helped me so much more than all the mental health meds I've tried. See, I tried gummies, and even if I took a little tiny bite of it, panic attack. I swear, I'm so sensitive. But let's get into our snap cup. So this is just a way that I share wins with the community. So over on the community tab, before the stream, either a day or a couple days before the stream, I will give the opportunity for people to share their wins. And I just want to say that I know what it's like to be in the dark, but as we remind you on the post, everybody has a win. And if you don't, make one, create a win, do something small for your mental health. With that being said, this comes with a song. So snap cup time, gather ye round, friends and foes together, united and bound. Pass it to your neighbor instead of blowing up, and you'll find harmony and love in a snap cup. Okay. Thank you, Erin. I just hit the desk. I swear y'all are, oh my God. Oh, thank you, David and Chris. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I didn't even get into the cup. We're already getting more pledges for the outreach. All right. Tony says, had much needed one-on-one weekend with Colin and went to a baseball game together. Colin is Tony's son, for those of you that don't know. I have quite a few pictures documenting that event, and we'll share in messages. Big snaps. I'm glad that you got to spend time with Colin. Baseball games are such a cool bonding experience. I think that can be a lot of fun, but I'm glad that you got to do that with him and spend time with him finally. RX Doc says, I'm at the end of a 3-week vacation from work, didn't do much. That's okay. I did reach out to my psychiatrist for the first time in over a year and got back on meds. Stress has been low. I wish I would have done something productive with the time off, but I just can't get myself out of the house. Time off. It's totally okay that you weren't productive. I'm saying this for myself too, because I can get suckered into mindset of, oh my gosh, I took a day to myself and didn't do anything productive. It's okay. You had time off. You had a vacation, and big snaps to you for finding a medication that seems to be working, for reaching back out to your psychiatrist and making that connection, and for having that time off. Totally okay that it was not productive. You know what it did? It helped you rest. And that is productive. Think about the fact that when we rest and we take time for our mental health, we just take time to rejuvenate. That's still productive. You did miss it, Edward. David, I think you can sing it again here in the comments for him. I think he'll be able to hear it through the screen. Master Ganja says, my veteran brothers formed a sort of tribute band to two of our I can't talk. My veteran brothers formed a sort of tribute band to two of our ultimate favorite bands, Cannibal Corpse and Slayer. Kind of ironic, laugh out loud. Crazy paratroopers playing angry metal and having a blast. Of course, I was tricked into auditioning, laugh out loud. They said we were going to jam, and afterward they said, congratulations, you're our new bass player. Oh my God, that would give me so much anxiety. You just auditioned, and I accepted while laughing at their creative wit. That is super sweet. I'm really glad you guys have that you are doing something so fun and finding a way to kind of channel all that stuff. David, David's gonna have me sing the Snap Cup song again, just for Edward. Snap cup time, gather you round. Friends and foes, but mostly Edward, together, united and bound. Pass it to your neighbor instead of blowing up, and you'll find harmony and love in a snap cup. Matthew says, I saw a concert on the 27th of April. Tickets cost me $20,000, but it was worth it. I say this while I'm telling Aaron that he's going to have to literally sell his organs for the NSYNC reunion tour that is very much going to happen in 2025. Yeah, that's a lot, but if that's an experience that's meaningful to you, then you do you. But yes, big snaps to you, Master Ganja, for this band. I hope you guys have a lot of fun. Armament of Justice says, went back to therapy and tried to be kinder to myself. I love it. Just getting on that right track, getting some feedback and some help can be super huge. And it's always very important that we're kind to ourselves. Edward says, I'm not a fan of shrooms or other drugs, but it should be pointed out that those valid studies Amanda cited are under medical supervision and not recreational. Fair point. Joel Elliott says, I didn't try killing myself today. There are big snaps for you, because I know sometimes that voice is just calling us and we just don't know what to do and we don't want to be here, and being able to fight against that voice when it can get so loud is really difficult. And I'm proud of you for staying here, and I'm happy that you're still with us, because we care if your light goes out. So please keep fighting and know that we're here for you. Tony, I'm giving you side eye. I will shred your win if you don't knock it off with that. Carl Becker says, since getting my anxiety meds figured out a few months ago, things have been good. In the past week, I have just lived my life as expected. I couldn't say that for a long, long time. That is so super huge. And I'm so happy that you got something that worked for you. It's always so amazing when we find that thing that works for us, be it meds or therapy or lifestyle changes or a new hobby or something that just pulls us away from that darkness. Or most of the time it's a combination of things. It's using different skills and learning how to pick which skill at what time. Thank you, Chris. I'm just gonna add a 2 in front of that because I'm not feeling like doing more math at the end of this, even though I'm probably going to make David do anyways. So yes, we are halfway. Yay! David's right. Hallucinogenics and many other natural plants have been used for over 2,000 years by people to treat and support mental health. Absolutely true. I think that I'm of the mind that it's not really about legality for me. I'm not saying go do illegal substances, but obviously whether or not it helps isn't based on legality. It isn't legal because it does or doesn't help. There's a whole red tape system to that. But I think we need to be looking at these things and being open to the possibility through studies and science that these things are beneficial. There's a reason that our ancestors have utilized these things for so long, and we can't discount things that could possibly be helpful in our toolbox. But I do think that we need to be advocating for different regulations surrounding this stuff, obviously not using illegal substances. And there's a big difference between using something and abusing something. I want to be clear about that too. David says, I had a busy 2 weeks of computer work. I fumbled through it, improvising as I went. I successfully made it out the other side and got praised by those I worked with. Praise always feels really good. You deserve the praise. I'm glad that you got through that. And you know what? Improvising is so underrated. We're all improvising in life. Come on, let's be real. We don't know what we're doing. We're just making it up as we go along. Yeah, David's saying there were also skilled medicine, and that's what I was referring to when I said our ancestors that studied and passed on skills to guide people with the natural plant usage for safety and best effectiveness. Yes, agreed. Uh, 2E Rapara says, Aussie Combat Vet, last week was ANZAC Day for veterans. A friend brought his 10-year-old daughter to the dawn service. It was the first time she'd seen my decorations, and she asked me if I was a hero. I started crying and couldn't answer. How do I tell a 10-year-old that 3 rows of medals doesn't make me a hero, because I sure as hell ain't one? That breaks my heart so much that you don't see what we see and what she sees. It breaks my heart that the trauma and the experiences that you've had have taken that away from you and have made it impossible to see it. Kids are brutally honest. Kids don't filter themselves. So when a kid says something, I'm far more apt to believe it than when an adult says something, because if you look like crap, a kid will tell you. If you sound like an idiot, a kid will tell you. And a kid will tell you if you're a hero, because that's how they see you. And I hope that you can get the healing you deserve to see that in yourself, because I see it and she sees it. And I know a lot of other people in here are going to also see it. So please don't give up on yourself. And I appreciate the sacrifices you've made, even though you're not here in the US. I still thank you for your sacrifice as a veteran to your country. And I really hope that you will one day see what we all see. Big snaps to you for going to that. And I'm going to give you how many, let's see, 3 rows of medals. How many medals is that, guys? How many snaps do I need to give for those medals? But I think that after some time has passed, I hope that you really reflect on the fact that kids don't lie. They don't lie. They will be brutally honest. So if she's saying you're a hero, that's not a conditioned response. She really does see you as one. Yes, Edward's right. Be careful if you're self-medicating, whether it's pharmaceutical or natural. Please be careful. And it is always wise to talk to someone who is educated in that. Jason York says, I currently just found out I have cancer for the 2nd time. I'm so sorry. And I always keep positive and happy. But I met a beautiful woman, and she's helped me by being by my side, making me feel happy and motivated. She's one of a kind. I will give you big snaps for finding positivity in difficult circumstances, for finding happiness even when things aren't ideal, for being able to connect with someone that is standing by your side, that's not giving up on you, that's reminding you that you still have so much to be here for and to fight for, and I know you will. So I'm really happy that you found someone to motivate you. We all deserve that. So big snaps for you. Hang on, I'm gonna get a little sippy sip. Yes, David's right. Soldiers are heroes in all countries. It's the governments that inflict the pain. Truth. Nathan says it's pronounced Anzac. Oh, Anzac. I'm so sorry. Okay. I was not educated in that because I didn't know about that system in Australia. Thank you. Alrighty. Cyrus McIntosh says, I answered a phone call with my mama and talked to her. Also, I cooked some eggs. I'm glad you got to talk to your mama, and kudos to you for being able to cook something for yourself and get some sustenance. I hope that your conversation was uplifting and helps you feel connected to your mama. So big snaps to you. Yeah, Nick says, we were taught in the Marines that the only heroes are the ones that didn't come home. So that's why we don't believe we are heroes. That is a common thought. And I respectfully disagree with that notion. But I do appreciate you letting us know where that comes from. Chris says, I have spent less time on my phone than what I usually do. I've continued with my trend of being a healthier me. I've been taking my meds like I'm supposed to, and over the last couple weeks, I have walked a total of around 50 miles or better. Wow. I've also been drinking more water. It's trying so hard to drink more water. Instead of so many drinks with a lot of sugar, I also treated myself. I made banana bread. Erin, you're not the only one. Also, I watched the documentary by Rosie Elliott, which you were featured in, about the psychology of reaction videos. It was really interesting and informative. Yeah, if you guys have not had a chance to check it out, Rosalie Elliott over on Rosalie Reacts. I had done an interview with her for this documentary she did about the psychology of reaction videos. It's so interesting. It's really amazing. Make sure to go check that out and support her. We really dove into why we do it as creators, why people connect with it. So we dove pretty deep, and there's a lot of other guests on her documentary, maybe some other reactors that you're familiar with. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, do that. I will link it here in the description of this video and in the community for you guys. It just came out yesterday. It's amazing. With that being said, Chris, I don't want to overlook all of your snaps. So snaps for spending less time on your phone. I've been trying to find that good balance. It can be very hard. For, let's see, taking your meds, walking 50 miles, drinking more water. I will tell people, whether they're trying to improve their mental health, whether they're trying to lose weight, whether they're just trying to make a positive switch in their life, one of the first things I always say is stop drinking so much sugar, stop drinking your calories, because that has so many negative effects physically and mentally. So that is a good step to take no matter where you're at in your mental health journey. If you still partake in that, that's a big step to take. And the snaps for the banana bread. Aaron also was just on this banana bread binge. I think he ended up making some kind of pineapple bread though. But yes, we've been on a bread kick. There must be some bread energy in the air. Oh, dude, Noob has to charge. We will see you later. Thanks for stopping by. What? I was trying to read that comment, but I feel like it's not really making a lot of sense. Oh. Scott H says, this week, Scott H, is this Scott Hall coming back from the dead to leave a win. This week I realized that you'll have bad days and good days. Truth. Bad days don't mean you've lost, and good days don't mean you're cured. Absolutely amazing advice, actually. I'm gonna post that, I think that's a good reminder for people. I need to appreciate the good days, endure the bad days, and realize this is my journey now. I've had both bad and good days this week, but I finished on a good day, so glass half full, I guess. Big snaps for that reminder to yourself and to us, because we kind of have this tendency to think that if we have a bad day, it means we're slipping back, or if we have a bad day, it means we didn't really do the healing work, or if we're having a good day, we think that, oh my gosh, well now we have a good day, so nothing is wrong anymore, so I'm cured and it's amazing and perfect. And that can be a really dangerous mindset to get into, because people can tend to say, well, now I'm cured, so I'm going to stop doing whatever it was that they did to help them move in the right direction that was helping them heal, be it medication or therapy or their lifestyle changes, their nutrition, whatever. So it's very important to remember that we all have the good and the bad days, and to try to hold space in our hearts for the really bad days and enjoy the really good days when they come. Samurai Stoner says, I just hit 19 years clean and sober from alcohol and heroin. That is huge. I'm so proud of you for your 19 years. That's a big milestone, and I will be very excited to hear about the big 2-0. But congratulations. I know that that is not easy. So big snaps to you. John says, what about bad weeks and bad months? I get it. We can go through dark nights of the soul. It does not mean that we are relapsing into depression. It doesn't mean that we're lost. Bad days, bad weeks, bad months. It happens. Tina Jones says, I ran myself into the ground time and time again. My anxious brain lied to me and told me that I was nothing to the people that meant the most to me. I found some people that helped via YouTube and regulated my nervous system enough to find peace when alone, and peace in places I felt threatened by formerly. If I can, anyone can, because I was a hot mess. Girl, I know what it's like to just be a hot mess. And yes, we can pull ourselves out of that. So snaps to you for not listening to the lies of your brain and finding community, finding people that helped you regulate your nervous system. Big snaps for that. Rowdy Bruce says, I just spent a month in the coastal redwoods with old friends. It was revitalizing. I'm so jealous right now. Big snaps to you for having that escape and being able to spend time with friends. And we're just here daydreaming about it. I would love to see the coastal redwoods. That sounds really beautiful. Larkin Lowry says, the past month I've spent less time on my phone. I love that this is a trend. And more time interacting with people. It's always been a struggle to talk to people, and getting out of bed and off my phone has really helped me build relationships with people. It's kind of interesting because when we do lean into screen time, it ironically, being on social media makes us less social, and not just because it's cutting into our time, but it actually affects our self-esteem. So it actually gives more social anxiety, increases social anxiety. It's been really hard, and I'm still struggling, and I'm very proud I've actually took the steps forward to get better. Big snaps to you. I know, like I said, it is not easy. I still struggle with that. Actually, I still struggle with spending too much time on my phone. I'm doing a lot better the last few days, so I'm glad that we're all kind of moving in that direction with this specifically. I'm glad that this is a trend. We can kind of hold each other accountable and be there and support each other. So big snaps to that for spending less time on your phone and interacting more with people. I say spend less time on your phone and more time, even if you're not interacting with people, more time reading, more time going outside, more time just connecting with the world around you, because if you're sitting and you're scrolling on social media, you're actually overstimulating yourself. Our brain was not meant to have that much stimulus, that much information dump on us all the time. So it's nice to detox. Spencer says, applied for 5 jobs and didn't drink as much. Excellent. Went back home to Gutenberg, my hometown, and Glen Haven, Wisconsin for a much relaxed boat ride. This makes me think of Dexter. I'm going to assume that it was not a Dexter type boat ride, but big snaps for the boat ride and for the not drinking as much, getting to go home, and best of luck on the 5 jobs. That is huge. Nick says, good news, got the bullet fragment out. Bad news, found my daughter has breast cancer. Good news, they caught it at stage 0. That was such whiplash. Okay, I'm very happy that they found the bullet fragment. I know that you were really worried about that, and I'm really happy. I'm so happy that they caught the breast cancer early on, so she can get the treatment that she needs to heal and to thrive. I'm really glad that she is moving toward healing. So big snaps. There's some really good snaps. Big snaps to you and her. Alrighty. Paul Young says, have survived my 6th week in a new managerial, I don't know why I couldn't say that, managerial role at work without getting overly stressed. Love it. managerial roles can be really stressful, and just having those grounding techniques, having those techniques, the stress management techniques to be able to get through that. And that's true for anyone that's in a high stress position, be it parenting or some sort of role at work, or really just life in general. Having stress management, having the things that we turn to is really big. So I'm happy for you that you have those. Charles Berger says, I am starting to enjoy playing my favorite video games and actually having fun doing it. I love that you say that. Big snaps to you for that. I love that it's not just I'm starting to play the games, but actually having fun. Because how many people in here, I want to see a show of hands, how many people in here will have a day off? We just had this win a few messages ago about the person that was saying they had 3 weeks vacation. We're saying, oh my gosh, I wasn't productive. And we feel like anything we do during that vacation, we then feel guilty for. Have you ever had a day off or time off, or you go to take a bath, or you go to play games, or you go to even just scroll, on your phone for a little bit, or take time for yourself, watch a video, and you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, I could be doing something else. So you're not even really fully enjoying it. That is something I'm working on. Does anybody else do that? I know there's some people in there that do that with us. So I'm very happy you brought that up, and I'm very happy you're actually enjoying it. Yep, Chris's hand is here. All right, last win. I took a break from social media. Yes. I'm sorry, that was Matthew Ozari. I took a break from social media. Sometimes it's what we need. We just got to get away from it. We have to stop the flow of information, because it kind of does yank us around emotionally, especially if we're not in a good place or we don't have that strong sense of self, that strong self-esteem. Social media can really mess with us in a variety of ways. So taking time away, I actually did a vlog when I quit Facebook for a bit. I did a vlog about that, and I am this close to deleting Instagram. I've been getting more people in the community that are needing to chat and stuff. So really the only reason I kept Instagram is because that's how people communicate with me. So, David says, thank you. I'm just adding this to other numbers. So it's easier to add up. Stay. I just realized, by the way, that I didn't open my email again. So if you are watching this later, you can always use PayPal or Venmo if you're wanting to make a contribution for the community, for the outreach, just to let you know. Usually I'll have that open just in case anybody wants to make bigger donations during the stream. David says, I wanted to share this fact with all this talk. In World War II, Native Americans had the highest rate of volunteer enlistment than any other group. That's so depressing that they were so oppressed, yet they were the ones that were willing to give their lives for us, to sign up and defend this country that screwed them over in so many ways. That says a lot to the character of these individuals. I really appreciate that fact. It's amazing. That is all of our wins. So we are coming to the end of the stream, and I have a little doggy that I get to go love on. I have really been enjoying this doghouse. This is my one. I've been enjoying this doghouse that I've been going to for the last couple of days, because I have this really amazing backyard, and I've just been sitting under their one tree and meditating in the morning, and then I'll just stay a little bit extra with the dog so that we can play and throw the ball around. But just having that time to meditate has been helping in nature, because sometimes I'll meditate, just lay on the couch and meditate, but doing it in nature has been a real kind of game changer the last few days, and has really helped with the funk that I've been in, this mood that I've been in, the challenges that I've been going through. So yes. Donald says, it has allowed me to be clear-headed to take on other issues in my life. I didn't see the snowball effect and all the different ways alcohol puts its claws into every aspect of my life. It really does. Addiction, any addiction, be it alcohol, drugs, pornography, gaming, whatever, it does affect every single aspect of your life. And we don't see that until we step away from it. Tony, it's totally understandable that you're crying. You've had so much loss and so much happen to you, and it's totally understandable that you're crying. That's human, and that's how we move past it. That's how we process grief, is we feel it and we experience it. And that it's just a reflection of how much you loved your brothers. Team Montgomery says, took a day off from me last week, just worked on my 40K model. Love it. Love just taking a day off for a mental health reset and getting to do what we want to do. Hello, Robert. Alrighty. You're right. It's just not the same. That's the thing, is I often hear when somebody is grieving, and I know I've fallen victim to this. After my mom died, I just kept saying, I want things to be the way they were. I want to move on so things can be the way they were again. But things are never the way they were. It doesn't matter how much healing we do. It doesn't matter how far we come. Things are never the same. We can't go back. We can go anywhere else, but we can't go back. And that I think we have a grief, not just for the person, but we also have a grief for who we were before these losses. We kind of go through that grieving process for ourselves, for that part of ourselves that we lost as well. Emo Kiss says, also, I lost my real life dad 5 years ago from cancer. I'm so sorry. If you want to share some memories here in the chat so that we can help keep his memory alive, please feel free. Matthew says, forgiveness liberates souls, removes fear. That's why it's a powerful means of healing. Absolutely. Robert says, I use art to deal with my grief. Art can be so powerful in its many, many forms, whatever that looks like. It can be very huge for dealing with grief. I know a lot of people that utilize different forms of art to process. And I've definitely done that, where just, even though I'm not good at drawing, I've kind of drawn pictures, I've drawn pictures for my parents and stuff before, just in old journals to kind of create a picture, to get it out of my head. It's very helpful, even if you're not good at it. David says, my sadness brought me to a Slipknot video and brought me Amanda. Sometimes the losses lead to a big win. Yes, because David, didn't you come into the community after losing your friend, I believe, if I remember correctly? Edward says, I high level plan my days off. Strange, but it helps me get value from the day. You know what? Everybody looks at a day off differently, and it depends on my day off, and it depends on where I'm at. If I am feeling energy, if I'm feeling like, you know what, I have these goals that I want to work toward, and I'm going to spend the day doing that. Definitely days where I meticulously plan every minute of my day. But then there's days where I go, I have this day off. I need this day off. And I just want to lay and watch The Bold and the Beautiful and listen to NSYNC and read my Ted Bundy book. And those are three very drastically different things, but all very Amanda. So it really depends on where I'm at. I think it's important to hold space for both of those needs, that we can have different needs as individuals or different needs at different times. Like I said, sometimes I might want to be super productive, and sometimes I just want to lay in a bath and watch my soap opera. Both of those are very valid and can be very healthy. David says that was part of what I was dealing with. My mom was also very ill and had been in the hospital for several months. Oh, I guess we need to add up and see where we're at with the goal. Let's see if we made it. We're not quite there yet. We are over halfway. We're at 140. I did that right? Yes. Did I do that right? I swear. Yes. Okay. I was like, okay, 51, 25. Yeah, 140. Okay. I always second guess my math. Math is not my strongest suit. And I messed up once in an escape room, and it like traumatized me. So we are at 140 out of our 250 goal. So we are doing pretty good. Like I said, it was just amazing how many people we could help last week in the community. And I'm actually going to be adding a thing to my website that allows people to put in requests and stuff to kind of streamline the process, because I just want to make sure that people are being fairly heard. Oh, David says 2 + 2 is 22. Oh gosh, I get it. Oh, Chris says, also, Amanda, I watched your reaction video to Five Finger Death Punch, Wash It All Away, and have been listening to their songs in a steady rotation in my playlist. That's such a treat to get back into them. Alrighty, guys, I am going to jump off here. I have to go love that doggy, but we made it over halfway, and we'll be able to help several people with this. I very much appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys. I know we're struggling, but we're here together as a community. There's a lot of struggling going on, but there's also a lot of wins, so let's hold space for both. I love you guys so much. I will see you soon.